Alright folks, today we are taking a look at something a bit different this time. Not a motherboard, not a case, not a GPU, but a full-blown NAS system from UGREEN. Yeah, the folks that usually make chargers, cables and power banks, they are now in the NAS business and they come swinging. Looking for affordable Windows or Office keys? Look no further, I got you covered. Head over to scdkey.com, pick your Windows edition, use my discount code LE25 to get a 25% on any Windows or Office products. Once you complete your order, after a few seconds you will receive your code. In Windows, go to Settings, there should be an Activate Windows prompt at the bottom. Click that, enter your code and wait for Windows to finish activation. To check the activation status, use the command prompt with the command slmgr.vbs/xpr and you should receive a notification that the machine is permanently activated. Once again, use code LE25 at scdkey.com. This is the UGREEN NAS Sync DXP4800 Plus. It's a 4-bay NAS that's packing some solid hardware inside, sleek design and a surprising amount of flexibility, and the best part, it doesn't break the bank. So let's unpack this little beast and see what it is all about. First thing, you'll notice this unit is clean looking. It's wrapped in a sandblasted aluminum shell that gives it a solid high-end vibe. But it comes with a plastic front and back panels that don't feel cheap. So no weird flexing here, no awkward seams, just clean lines and a subtle UGREEN badge up front. There are 4 drive bays here, they are easily accessible via the toolless plastic tray, so just pop them open and slide your 3.5-inch drive in. It has the fanless front, which I honestly prefer for aesthetics, and the back sports a 92mm fan that's quiet under load, nothing fancy here, but enough to keep things cool, even with all bays populated. Now here where it gets fun. Inside we've got an Intel Pentium Gold 8505 and don't let the Pentium branding fool you, this is a 5-core CPU, it has 1 performance plus 4 efficiency cores. It is based on Intel's Alder Lake architecture and it's miles ahead of the usual Celeron J series chips you see in entry-level NAS boxes. It chews through the Docker containers, it chews through the media streaming, Plex transcoding and even light virtual machines like a champ. So later on the software, of course. The board here is custom, but what is great is that it uses DDR5 SO-DIMM RAM. It comes with 8GB installed, but it's upgradable up to 64GB. That's a big deal if you're running a bunch of containers or using this for a media-heavy workload. It also has 2 M.2 NVMe slots for cache, so no SATA bottlenecking here, and they are located on the underside of the chassis. They are accessed through a removable bottom panel. One is used for read cache, the other one is used for the write caching. Connectivity here, oh, it's loaded actually. Front side has one USB-C 3.2 Gen 2, one USB-A 3.2 and SD card reader. Around the back, one 10GB LAN, this is the Realtek RTL 8125B chip. There is another 2.5GB LAN, HDMI 2.0 supporting up to 4K and 60Hz refresh rate. And there are 2 USB 3.0 ports here and one USB 2.0 port. The 10GB port alone makes this NAS stand out in the sub $600 range, especially since it's functional, it's not there just for the show. Now for the performance, first off, RAID is easy to build here. Building a 4-drive RAID array takes around 15 to 20 minutes. Using the wizard, it takes you step by step through the process itself. Once it is done though, things speed up significantly, and enabling M.2 cache makes a big difference for random reads and writes, and also general snappiness of the device. So in terms of the performance, I got around 340 megabytes per second for the read, 290 megabytes per second for write over the 10GB port using Crystal Disk Mark. So basically saturating what the drives can do in the RAID mode. But if you're using 2.5GB network, things are a bit slower this time, up to 260 megabytes per second for read and write. And if you're having 1GB link like many of us do, speeds are limited to around 120 megabytes per second. It's not a deal breaker considering you still have your own personal cloud storage. Terminals are well controlled too, even with 4 Seagate Iron Wolf drives and 2 Gen 4 NVMEs. The fans stayed quiet and temperatures hovered in the mid-30s under load. The power draw is also reasonable here. Idle with all the drives around 35 watts, the peak during heavy transfer was around 58 watts. In the sleep mode it is around 13 watts, so this is actually good for the 24/7 work even. Now onto the software, this is where things get a bit mixed. UGREEN's OS is called the UGOS Pro and it's based on a Debian 12, which is nice because it means under the hood it's a proper Linux. At launch the software was a bit clunky, but recent updates have really polished it up. So either download this software on your PC or log in through the browser. The wizard will guide you through the process of setting it up, and you'll need to pick up the username, the password, the usual, and you need to create the storage pool and select options. So whether you want everything to be one major storage or some drives are gonna be redundant in case of a failure and so on. I chose everything to be one big storage, while the NVMe drives are being used as caching. Navigating through the OS is super easy. You have the Docker container support here, you have Plex, MB, Jellyfin, so you can set up your own media server, your personal movie library and so on. There is also support for Time Machine and SMB shares as well. There is also an app store present here with most essential programs, for example, most useful being the Qubit torrent client, so you can make it download things, a bunch of stuff overnight. And this is not all, there is also a timer here, so you can make it work at certain times only, pretty useful if you do not need it running overnight, for example, and so on. There is also a phone app which allows you to control it and share everything through your phone. You can also share everything directly with your friends, just select sharing on the folder and send them a link to your personal cloud services. Speaking of cloud services, you can integrate OneDrive here or Google Drive as well, so it can download everything from your Google Drive or OneDrive, or you can have something backed up there as well. But there is a limit with the UGREEN OS, and here's the catch. No support yet for the ZFS nor the Synology style SHR, and no full disk encryption, which for some might be a deal breaker. Also, there is no DAS mode, that would be the direct attached storage via the Thunderbolt or USB. This is strictly a NAS over Ethernet. Still, if you are handy with Linux or don't need the ZFS level storage pools, the UGREEN OS is more than capable, of course, especially for media backups and container workloads. This is not a Synology killer, it's not even trying to be, but for power users, creatives, or something like a personal Plex server with strong hardware, fast networking, and of course decent UI without dropping $1,000+, the DXP4800 Plus makes a really compelling purchase. But it also has its pros and cons. So pros, it's clean, it has modern design with toolless trays, it has Intel Pentium Gold with real performance behind it, DDR5 RAM, upgradable up to 64 GB, dual NVMe storage for cache, 10 GB and 2.5 GB LAN ports. It has a Whisper Quiet fan and low power use, it has active software development with Docker support, and it's very fair priced around $600. But for the cons, no ZFS or SHR support, no native DAS mode, the RAID rebuilds are somewhat slow, software is still maturing, so no full disk encryption yet. So yeah, the UGREEN DXP4800 Plus surprised me in a good way. It's well built, performance is excellent, and it offers way more value than you expect at this price point. It's like a DIY NAS built in a polished, pre-built shell, minus the headaches of BIOS settings and random compatibility issues. So if you're a content creator, you store a lot of media, or someone who's always wanted to mess with a NAS but didn't want to spend a bunch of money on something more expensive, well, this thing is a no-brainer then. Just keep in mind it's not perfect, but for $600 it doesn't even need to be. It just gets the job done for the majority of things you would even want a NAS for. The software is still evolving, so no issues there. It will only get better in time. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like, sub to the channel, and I'll see you in another one.